Welcome back to another Instructing You How-To segment. Today we're going to be talking about performing a physical to virtual conversion using VMware Standalone Converter. So first and foremost, what is the physical to virtual process, or P2V? Well, P2V is all about creating virtual machines from existing physical machines that we're going to use as templates. In order for us to do a P2V, however, particularly in VMware, we're going to be installing a utility that when I run it is going to build a virtual machine that's going to be modeled off the physical environment that it's currently running on. That VM in turn can be saved either on the drive itself, on another local drive, or if I have a remote shared drive set up to store these types of things, I can use that as well. Likewise, the utility can run from a centralized server, and then I can actually use that utility to run and virtualize remote environments as well. P2V is great for consolidation and containment strategies. So if I am, I have a data center with, 10, 20, 30 servers or hundreds of servers, and I am looking to consolidate and reduce the number of physical servers that I have in my environment, I can virtualize many of those servers and reduce the overhead associated with running physical server environments. We call that server sprawl. So I can reduce things like my power consumption, my air conditioning, the manpower needed to protect, update, and perform maintenance on the servers. And the great thing about VMs is, of course, VMs provide a little bit of redundancy into themselves due to snapshotting. I have the ability to restore a VM very quickly in case of some sort of catastrophic malfunction. And of course, I don't have the overhead associated that I would if I was running a bunch of physical servers. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin the demonstration. So here we are, we're going to be looking at my Windows 10 box, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the Standalone Converter that I've downloaded from VMware's website. I'm going to go ahead and click Run and go ahead and start the converter install process here, which we can see on the screen. It's going to take a couple minutes for this to install, and then we'll do a restart as well. So I'll go ahead and accept the license agreement. Then we're going to select a local installation. We also have the ability to do a client server installation here, as I mentioned earlier. Go ahead, and I'm not going to do this VMware's Customer Experience Improvement Program, and select Next. Then I'm going to start the installation process. Installation process takes a minute or two, and we'll wait for that to conclude. Give it another 10 seconds or so. We'll probably be finished up. Alright, so now we've finished it. We can run the converter. Doesn't really matter. We're going to have to do a restart anyway, so let's go ahead and restart the system. Alright, we've restarted our Windows 10 box, and now we can go ahead and launch the converter in earnest. So we'll find the icon on the left-hand side of the screen here, and we're going to right-click on it, and we're going to make sure we choose Run as Administrator. Okay, because it does need administrator privileges for this to work. If you don't do it with administrative privileges, then you will get an issue towards the end of the install. Alright, so we're going to say Convert Machine. We're going to select this local machine from the drop-down menu. Okay, and we're going to choose, we're going to see, we can look at the source details as well. As you can see, these source details should mimic that of the box. And we're going to go to the drop-down menu here, and we're going to choose VMware Workstation or other VMware virtual machine. We're going to change the name of the virtual machine from the source files here. And we're going to also select our storage utility, which is Drive E. Alright, so I don't see any warnings here that are really going to negate me from being able to complete this install. So I'm going to select Next. I'm going to get a summary page here, and then I'm going to say Finish. And the device is beginning the build process of the virtual machine. As you can see, we get a status bar here indicating the progress from 1% up to 100%. The process usually takes a few minutes. This is a small machine, so the process is not going to be very long. But the larger the machine that you're virtualizing, of course, the longer the process will take. So if you're looking at, say a 500 gig hard drive, you're probably looking at a 2, 3, or 4 hour process, depending on what you've stored on the drive. In this instance, it will just take a few minutes for this install to complete. I might also add that, I pointed out earlier the benefits of virtualization, but, as far as return on investment and being able to consolidate or contain server sprawl, these are all, virtualization really is becoming the industry norm in most IT infrastructures out there. So you think about some of the benefits. So one of the things I didn't talk about is being able to recapture lost resources. Your servers you're buying today are just so much more powerful than those servers that we bought 10 years ago, 3 years ago. Chances are the applications are not keeping up with the amount of resources that you're purchasing on your boxes. What a great way to recapture some of those lost resources than to virtualize some of your physical servers, find a strong physical server that you can set up as a virtual machine that will run, a virtual host that will run virtual machines on it, and then get to recapture those resources on the virtual machine. Okay, that build took about 3 or 4 minutes, and thanks to the miracle of recording, I'm able to skip some of that for you. Now I want to go ahead and prove to you that this machine that I'm using here is actually now virtualized. So I'm going to go to my storage, I'm going to find my virtual machine, and I'm going to launch that virtual machine using VMware Workstation. Okay. VMware Workstation in turn should launch. I should be able to power on the virtual machine. Go ahead and widen the screen for you so you can see a little better. And lo and behold, look what is starting up. I am now running my virtualized instance of this host machine inside the host itself. How cool is that? Some of the great uses for this, say I want to take my host machine with me on a laptop, or take it and run it off someone else's system. I have that ability simply by storing these files on an external drive or flash drive, taking them with me. I don't have to lug my, say, desktop around or my server around. I can use this as a way to recover from a catastrophic failure of my physical machine as well. I can use this as a test environment. So I want to test applications or software or updates before I actually apply them to the production environment, my physical production environment. So there are some significant uses for this besides just decommissioning the physical host that can prove beneficial over time. I can use this as a teaching tool like I am today. So there are some great advantages to virtualizing your machine, and I highly recommend it. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you for our next how-to segment, and I hope you have a great day.